I used to think cold plunges were the key to losing fat around my midsection. It's a nice clean 14 degrees in beautiful Arizona. Cannonball! Just like to do another dunk. The whole idea is to stay calm. Stay calm? Stay calm. Stay calm. It was a little cold out there. Then it was saunas. After that, I tried red light therapy. Between journaling, cryotherapy, meditation, and hundreds of different types of diets, I was running around in circles trying to get my abs more defined. None of this stuff really worked for me until I finally realized something. I've spent over 20 years working out, and I've competed in over 40 fitness competitions, so I thought I knew what worked. See, every time I'd compete in a show, I'd look great on that day. After it was over, I wanted to just have fun and live more of a normal life, enjoying some of the foods I'd been avoiding that entire time dieting. But within a few weeks, I'd put pounds of fat back on, and I'd feel that disappointing feeling of seeing my reflection in the mirror every time I'd step out of the shower. I mean, I'd get in shape all right, but I couldn't stay in shape without sacrificing my life doing things I hated. What's the point of everything if you have to bust your ass each day with hours of grueling cardio, lifting heavy weights, and eating food that tastes like shit? Then it finally dawned on me. What if there's a way to make something I hate actually more enjoyable? For the past 8 years, I've tried hundreds of methods, read hundreds of books, and immersed myself in just about everything you can think of. And guess what? I've screwed up so many times, I've finally been able to find the most powerful ways to lose fat. And the real secret I've found is the ability to keep the fat off my midsection 365 days a year. And I'm able to see my frickin' waistline without going on some crazy ass diet and giving up my social life. And in this video, I'm gonna share 5 guaranteed ways to lose stubborn belly fat in 30 days. Let's get to it. No matter how old you are, how slow your metabolism feels, or how many diets have failed you, getting rid of your belly fat isn't about working harder, eating less, or suffering through hours of cardio. The real secret is working with your body, not against it. Unlocking the forgotten method that men over 40 can actually use to burn stubborn fat, look and feel your strongest, and be the leanest version of yourself without starving or training like a pro athlete. This one shift might be one of the most important things you ever discover about yourself. Once I learned this, my life has never been the same. And it works for just about anything in your life, by the way, but especially for losing fat. I'm talking about shifting your concept of reality so you label things differently. Now here's what I mean. When I used to try to lose fat, every once in a while I'd cheat on my diet and I'd eat stuff I wasn't supposed to eat, like pizza. I'd have a slice, then I'd think, well, shit, I screwed up. My diet's F today, so I may as well go off the deep end and eat the entire pizza. I was either on my diet completely or I was off my diet completely. It really made it tough for me to lose fat and keep it off. This is what I call the all or nothing trap. It's the destructive mindset that keeps men stuck in a cycle of short-term success followed by complete failure. I mean, when you're on your diet, you're strict. You're counting calories, avoiding carbs, suffering through your workouts, all that stuff, right? But the moment you slip up or you have a bad meal, you go off completely. You're binging, you're quitting, and you're undoing all your progress. Well, life doesn't work this way in reality. You're not 100% on or 100% off like a light switch. It's more accurate to think of this stuff like a thermostat in your house. Is the temperature a little warmer or is it a little colder? To what degree is it warmer? To what degree is it colder? You're not just in shape or out of shape. There's certain times in your life where you're more in shape and other times where you're a little bit less in shape, right? So this is one of the biggest mistakes I see all the time. If you're able to think of your fitness stuff like a thermostat, it's really gonna help you stay on track because you're gonna start thinking about your success more accurately. So the first thing you need to know is how to avoid this mindset trap and start thinking about things on a continuum instead of all or nothing. Now, this is the first step, but if you don't know how to leverage what I'm about ready to tell you about food, it's gonna be pretty damn hard to get lean and stay lean, get that aesthetic look you're trying to go for. So instead of trying to go on a crazy diet and hoping you'll get results, just stick to the basics and figure out the foods that you love. Here's a few powerful things I do with food to allow myself to enjoy the food I love while losing belly fat. Everybody talks about protein, But here's why it helps keep you lean. Protein balances your blood sugar and it helps you feel more full. When you feel like you're more full, you're gonna feel less hungry. Protein also allows you to eat more food because your body burns around 30% of the calories from it just to turn it into energy with the thermic effect of food. That means if you eat 100 calories of protein, you're only going to actually use 70 calories from protein versus carbs and fat, it's around 2 and 4%. So all of those calories you actually use or they store as fat. But if you want to know more about the thermic effect of food, I made a video all about this in more detail, so you can check it out here. But the moral of the story, eat protein because it allows you to eat more food. And we eat more food, guess what? It's easier to stick to it because you're going to be less hungry. Veggies are also super powerful to help get you lean, and here's why. Veggies have fiber, and your body uses fiber for digestion and doesn't use it for energy. Therefore, eating fiber won't go to your love handles. This means that eating protein and veggies will make you feel full. When you're less hungry, you're less likely to overeat, guys. So for this reason, I recommend eating protein and veggies in every meal. Now keep watching because this next tip is super powerful. It's one of the things that stopped me from being able to stay lean. I try to eat out as little as possible. Restaurants usually always have hidden calories, and if you eat out all the time, it's almost impossible to lose weight. It tastes good, but you're almost always getting 2 or 3 times the amount of calories that you would get versus cooking at home. I cook at home whenever I can because it allows me to eat all the popular fatty versions of the meals I love without the calories that come with it. Now, not many people realize it's super easy to cook low-calorie versions of these meals if you look for the right ingredients. Here's a few examples. Instead of buying tortilla chips that have tons of fat, tons of calories, and it's easy to eat the whole bag if you're like me, I make my own versions. I'll take an oven cooking sheet, use some cooking spray because it's lower fat. I'll spray each tortilla, and then I'll put them on the cookie sheet, and I'll put a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of salt. I'll usually put the oven around 450 and it takes around 8 minutes to cook these things. And they actually taste better than normal chips if you ask me, but you're gonna get 1/3 of the normal calories that you'd get. That means you can eat almost 3 pans of these things instead of eating half of a bag of chips, or at least the calories that would be in a half a bag of chips. The key here is to figure out how to eat more foods you love while being able to lose weight. I also make double bacon smash burgers that taste delicious without the guilt that comes with it. Someone is on the edge of their seat, waiting for a bite. I'll buy 96.4 lean ground beef. That's 96% lean, 4% fat. I'll get the low carb buns. I'll get the low fat or non-fat cheese and center cut bacon and make my own special sauce with low fat mayonnaise. These burgers taste almost as good as the real thing, and they're super filling. And when I say super filling, you can eat 3 double cheeseburgers if you want, and you're still gonna get lean. Also, instead of ordering pizza, I'll make Mediterranean pizza with cauliflower crust and chicken. This is so good, guys. It's crispy, melts in your mouth, and packs tons of protein. I've also eaten 2 full pizzas in one sitting before. Also, instead of ordering out for Mexican, I'll make homemade steak tacos with homemade salsa. Each one of these recipes packs a ton of protein, and you're gonna get about 1/4 to 1/2 of the normal calories you'd get eating the other foods. And honestly, they don't even taste as good. Now, if you're shaking your head saying, damn, Nick, I don't know how to make these things, or these seem like they're too difficult to make, chill out, buddy. I gotcha. They are simple, and it takes less than 10 minutes to make. Well, except for the cauliflower pizza, that takes around 30. Regardless, I have video recipes for you. Depending on when I post this video, I'll add the links to these recipes in the description for you to check out. My point is for you to include foods you love and try being creative. If you want this bad enough, start putting the effort out to get it. And if you don't want to cook, by the way, there's tons of food services you can use that provide delicious versions of the high-calorie foods we all love. My favorite is Nutrition Solution. They send you fresh meals each week and even include protein donuts and awesome desserts, so you can eat more food you love without feeling like it's going to go to your waistline. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description for you. So if you cook at home when you can, you're gonna start getting results almost immediately. But if you aren't doing this next thing right away, things might take you longer to get in shape. And the one thing I started doing that almost guarantees my results is to track things in a specific way. I weigh myself daily, but not in a way that you're probably used to. I weigh myself at a similar time each day, and I write down my weights in my Apple Notes. I keep it simple. I'll just write the date, the time, and the weight. Then I take the weekly averages and compare that average to the following weeks. Now here's why that's important. If you only weigh yourself once a week, it's most likely gonna be inaccurate. For example, if you only weigh yourself on Sundays, you may be holding more water on that day and the scale might be less accurate. So if you compare your weight from last Sunday to this Sunday, you might fool yourself into believing that you've lost more weight than you actually have, or you might think you've gained more weight than you actually have. Taking the average weight each week gives you a more accurate understanding of where you're really at. And when I have an understanding of what my average weight is like, what it's really like, that's in the back of my mind. So when I think about having that extra snack before bed, I remember what my average weight is.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
This makes me less likely to overdo it. I have an accurate picture of things, so I know they're working and I know when they're not working. And when I know things are more accurate, it motivates me to stay on the course. Now, these dieting tips and mindset tips are gonna help you tremendously, but if you don't know this final point, they're almost useless. In order to lose belly fat, you need to burn more calories than you consume, right? One of the best ways to do this is by selecting the right form of cardio that allows you to stick to it. That's the key. If you're dreading cardio, chances are high you're not gonna keep doing it. The key to results is consistency, not intensity. I used to think the only way to do cardio is to go all out. I'm talking about max intensity sprints. I'd put it off until later in the day because I was dreading it. I'd close my laptop when work was over, down my last cup of coffee, and try to pump myself up. But in the back of my head, I'd still be trying to convince myself to do something else. Sometimes I'd actually do my sprints, and other times I'd just skip it altogether. Why? Well, because I hate sprints. They are effing tough. And the last thing I want to do is a sprint if I've been working my ass off for 14 hours in the office. I was never able to be consistent with sprints because I despise them. So don't be like I used to be. Pick a form of cardio that you don't hate and try to pick something that's easy. And the easiest form of cardio for all time, for just about every human being on the planet, is walking. Walking is low impact and just about anyone can do it. You're not burning glycogen stores when you do it either. This means you're more likely to tap into fat stores as an energy source. And walking's not gonna make you hungry. Here's what I'm saying. Pick the form of cardio that you hate the least. If you love basketball, by all means do that. If you love sprinting, do sprints. If you like tennis, play tennis. If you're like me and you hate all forms of cardio, go for walking. Quick pro tip here. I like using a weight vest when I walk because it's still somewhat easy and it helps me burn more calories. It's kind of like a cheat code to getting more done with less. If you want to know the one I use, I'll include a link for you in the description. But it's around 90 bucks, 25 pounds, and you barely even notice that you're wearing it. The more you do it, the more in shape you're gonna get. And this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. See what I did there? The key here is to adjust these things for yourself so you get the most out of the least while you're not hating your freaking life. Now, if you want to learn more about this stuff, check out my video, The Proven Way That Men Over 40 Get Lean. All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one.